All right. Well, thank you, DJ Oracle, for joining me for a YouTube short here of short little discussion. Today we're going to go over the partnerships that have been forming with Main City, as well as a bit about the update for the market and changing to using vouchers. And then also, we would like to get into a little bit about what's going on in the Discord, especially with the play fair policies. So my name's R Wink. I fight for the Legion side, and today I'm joined with DJ Oracle. Would you like to give a quick little overview of yourself?
Yeah, what's up, guys? What's up, everybody? I'm DJ Oracle. I've been playing since day one, pretty much. And yeah, I love the game. I love to talk about the game. And so, yeah, thank you for having this discussion.
Right on. Yeah, thank you for joining me. And really, I think the basis of this discussion, right, is just to show, there's the Crow fam, and then obviously, there's the fun little disputes that we can get into. You're on the Void side, I'm on the Legion. It's a fun little game to keep that the tensions high. But really, at the end of the day, we're all Lions. We're all part of the Crow fam pride. So it's good to be able to sit down, go over a few things, and get both perspectives. I think on some of these updates and partnerships.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I did forget to mention that I play for the voice side, and yeah, you're right. It's all Crow fam. But for now, it's kind of like two teams until the storyline unites us. So yeah, Crow fam, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know, right? We might have something else, maybe a mercenaries faction come out. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, maybe we'll save the speculation for at the end. But yeah, speaking of, with you being Void, maybe you're a bit more familiar with the first partnership that we want to talk about here, that being Mary. They are the first partnership to join Main City, and they are aligned with the Void. If you do, you want to give a quick brief overview of them?
Yeah, so Mary, it's a project that first started. I mean, I'm not too familiar with the project. I do follow them on Discord, but what I know of the project as the beginnings of it, it's that they started as an NFT, then they came out with a token for them, and they have a really good community. They have a really big active community, and so they were able to partnership with Main City, and so they whatever NFTs, whatever Mary NFTs we already had, they were able to link them to the game, and they are good. They say that they're on the voice side because they provide attack benefits. So the voice side seems to be like the let's say the guys with a little bit of vengeance. We can probably go over the storyline a little bit. So yeah, so I guess that's why the Mary, since they go for void, it helps with the attack systems.
Yeah, exactly right. You guys are coming back from the future, I guess, if you want to say, where Legion has quite a large stronghold on the main city, right? Um,
Right.
I know the main thing was that we had brought you in, tried to feed you and house you, and then you guys had better ideas that weren't able to be implemented. So you decided to come back and see if you could implement them in this timeline. I think that's sort of the gist of the story, right? So now you guys got Mary,
Yeah,
the ghosts fighting for you. But
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're a little, we got a little ungrateful there, and thought we could do something ourselves, and we are on the way to see what happens.
hey, I mean, it's not unlike some of the stuff going on nowadays, right? A little bit of disgruntledness at the worker class. I don't blame them. So hey, keep fighting and see if you can change Main City for the better. I think we're forming a good Main City as it is, but yeah, hey, everybody's got their own perspective, right?
Yeah, and yeah, so the partnership with the Mary, it was pretty good for the NFTs because when they announced them, the price did go up. So it's good that it's including other communities.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think, where they want to bring Main City, right? It's going to be more of a metaverse in a sense for all of these other projects on Chronos network to be able to come in and, like you were saying, you're on the void side, so your main focus really is that vengeance. You've got your attack cooldowns, attack durations, and attack cost reductions being the main benefits for anybody aligned with void, right? So that's where Mary's coming in, and they're providing those same benefits. I believe they're 1/10 of what you see from a Dark Lion, though.
And the Marys, they give a benefit for. I'm sorry, the one for Legion. Is that the monks?
Yeah, the monks are for Legion. I was just saying Mary, I think, is like 1/10 of what a Dark Lion is, right? So like if
Oh yes, yes.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's somewhere around that percentage, which is still good. I mean, hey, that's I've got four of them myself, and that adds an extra 7 minutes of attack duration or something. So it's not too shabby.
No,
But
not at all. And when it comes to main city, like literally every percentage counts.
oh, exactly, and that's it. It's a game of percentages, right? As well as strategy. I mean, there's strategies to get to the next prestige and whatnot, but these percentages that you get with these NFTs, they really can provide you quite a good benefit if you know how to make them work for you.
That's right. That's right.
Which, speaking of which, right, you brought up the monks, so that's the first legion, I guess, community, if you want to call them, or community to align with the legion, right? And it's also the first collection that was minted on the Chronos like CDC platform, which is their centralized exchange. And they're also going to be the first community with their own exclusive business in the game. So there's been some pictures put out there as like teasers, right? It's sort of like a treehouse, but it still hasn't been released yet, and we're not really aware of too much information around the business and what it's going to do. But that's sort of part of the excitement, and maybe we'll have it before Christmas.
Oh, that would be nice to bring it up in a Christmas wrapping blueprint.
Right? I wouldn't complain at all. I'd love to be able to open a nice blueprint and have a monk building for Christmas. I
There
just have
you go.
just have to keep saving my diamonds so I can level it up. Um,
Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't think about how, if the rarity. What kind of rarity do you think they're gonna assign it?
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I think I would honestly be okay with common if it's really cheap to level up. If the main attraction for owning one of these businesses was actually like a new unique feature, right? Like when you click on your businesses, it brings up your leveling up interface or whatever. If they had something else that you could like click on and it was like going into the business, right? That would be really cool. So if it was something like that, I'd be fine with it being common, but if it's just going to be another business to help you get to the next level with higher income, I would like to at least see it be a rare. Could be the first four
Yeah.
square rare. Looks like it's going to be a four space.
Oh, I was thinking it was gonna be a one space. I was just about to say that I was thinking it would probably be like the dance or the Leo and Co. But a four space. I
That's what it
mean,
looked like in the
it
teaser
doesn't
I
there.
saw.
We don't want a pine tree house, right?
No, exactly. We're not looking for a pine tree house. We're looking for a nice solid oak.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so we'll see what is actually officially released, but with them being aligned with the Legion, the monks are providing, I think it's like 90% of what a cub does, right? So they're basically like at 90% of the benefits of what a cyber cub would provide you, and I think they're almost similar in floor price right now. The monks are probably a little bit cheaper. I know the cubs have come down quite a bit since I started buying them. But yeah, Legion
Yeah, and
benefits, I guess. If I
both of
just,
them are. Oh, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna, yeah, quick. So the Legion benefits, right? So if you side with the Legion, you're looking at gold percentage increase, diamond percentage increase, so both your incomes. And then you're also looking at experience gain increases, so you'll level up faster versus the voids, attack focused benefits. Anyway, sorry to cut you off there. I'll
Yeah.
let you.
No, no, it's good. That was very important information actually. Because yeah, it's the positivity of the legend that brings the percentage up. And you mentioned something that is really underrated sometimes. At times, people don't hardly ever talk about, and that's the experience. The experience percentages. That alone has a very good impact, in the overall game, but especially for competitions.
Yes. Now, that's one thing I noticed, right? When I made that tutorial video, normally on my account, right, like my main account that I play, when go and place those first two statues, it usually gets me to level 4. Just because I have enough modifications from tools to give me that extra experience to just basically place one gets me to level 3 and then another one to get me to level 4. And like there, I've already got a bunch of blueprints and ready to go. Whereas when I was doing that demo, trying to show people how to sort of start in competition, or at least my strategy for starting in competition, it only with those two placements bumped me up to 3. So it is that difference of like once you get a few tools and you're getting an extra 10% increase, right? It can help you level up quicker. And then if you're on the lagging team, I mean it's definitely advantageous.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And now that we're gonna get blueprints even on the 5th, right? So we used to get blueprints for anybody who's not familiar. On the competitions, we used to get blueprints from 1 to 5. So we would get 5 blueprints. Then we'll go 6, 7, 8, and 9 with no blueprints. And then for 10, we would get a blue blueprint. Now we get 9 blue blueprints from levels 1 to 9, and then a gold blueprint for level 10. And this last competition was the first time that it happened, and it made things very interesting.
Most definitely, because I would actually continue to level up, whereas previously I didn't really push to level 10 until I was getting closer to needing to prestige, right? Because like I those extra little percentages that they gave you for placing furniture and doing level 6 to 9, I didn't find it that helpful, whereas it was better to continue leveling up my businesses till I was almost ready to prestige. And then I should have enough gold to be able just to push through to 10. But now that you're getting blueprints, I mean, if you get a lucky blueprint drop and get a really good business, it's worth now doing basically 1 to 10 before you're even ready to prestige.
Yeah, especially when you get a bank in the first one, like when your demo video,
I know a bank and then a museum. I'm just like,
and
what? I couldn't just be on my actual bank account.
the YouTube gods were with you.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, we're making this a good tutorial.
There you go.
But yeah, so that's the first two partners, right, that have been sort of implemented and, are participating now in these inaugural showdowns that they're doing, or I guess showdowns. The inaugural was last weekend, and we've got another one coming up this weekend. But yeah, we've also got one other partner that's minted out. They've done their mint. I don't believe they actually completely minted out. I think there was maybe 1,500 of the NFTs left, maybe 1,000 only, something around there. But the crazy monsters, so the arcane creatures, they're coming to fight for the void.
Yeah, the crazy monsters. And that was actually kind of like unexpected because I wasn't even too familiar with the project. I had never really, but then again, maybe that's just me. So that it was a surprise for me. Um, but I support anything that's main city, bro.
Yeah, and that's sort of the sentiment I have as well, right? Is if it's going to help me in Main City, I'm willing to put some money into the community and just see where it goes. Even just for the benefits of Main City. But it sounds like they've got a pretty cool project with the Spectre system that they're bringing out, and they've also got royalties like what the monks have. So 50% of the secondary market sales go towards holders, and they'll have a payout system just like the monks. But yeah, I had seen that what was it, the Loaded Lions team? They had tweeted out something on X or posted or whatever it's called now. Um, but they had interacted with them, saying they were coming as a partner, but not really explicitly saying that they were going to be in Main City. So I took a gamble and I bought a couple of the OGs just to see. But it sounds like any partnership between Main City and any other community is likely going to result in a new mint. So if you are looking at eyeballing a new partnership that's coming out, chances are it's not going to be any of their original NFTs. It's going to be their newest NFTs coming out, like a Gen 2 mint, basically. Yeah, they seem like a pretty cool project, so I picked up a few of them as well.
About the monsters as far as in-game benefits.
So I've been trying to keep up on their Discord as best as possible. I haven't really seen anything that's been displayed, but again, with them being part of the Void, there's likely, similar benefits that Mary has. Um, I don't want to speculate too much, but I heard rumor that maybe they might be getting a business like the monks. That could be something. Seeing as they were minted, that's just speculation. They were minted on the Chronos, CDC centralized platform. So I'm just saying, like, maybe with the monks, they did that. Now maybe this is the Voids, community exclusive business. And I would be 100% for that. That would be so cool. A haunted house or something.
Yeah, definitely. And now you read my mind. I was going to say haunted house, but then Mary came to my side and said, "What do you mean? That should be mine."
Hey, they can
But
join in the haunted house. A haunted castle, then. It's a haunted castle.
there you go.
Yeah,
Like a
Mary could have the
Transylvania
haunted
haunted.
house. But yeah, gotta lock those
So
monsters in the dungeon.
there you go. So
But
that means that the Legion, because I believe these monsters are gonna be for the voice side as well, right?
that's what I understood at. So I
So I
believe
think the
they're
Legion
void.
should be coming with something else.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll, do something like what Mary was, right? Find, a completely DeFi project that minted only on DeFi and, allow them to come in strictly just for the
Oh,
benefits, right? They wouldn't have a business or anything unless they're negotiating it, maybe a payment or something to have something like that. But I'm not privy to the back end of what happens with Main City, so who knows?
yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
So now we're sort of through the partnerships. Maybe we could talk a little bit about the inaugural showdown that happened last weekend, and then maybe about what we're anticipating for this weekend, upcoming their 3-day showdown or whatever. Well, how did you find it? Did
Yeah,
you? I mean, I found that I think a lot of people sort of skipped it, didn't really have incentive, uh, no NFTs to win. So, there's a lot of people are fighting for top 1,000 that were like, well, if there's no NFTs, like, what's the point of fighting for 3 vouchers?
yeah, that's something that I mentioned too, because people like a lot of whales, and I understand them, right? Like they're investing their time and money. Like when you're a whale, I guess like your time really, I don't know, you're making a lot of money, so your time earns you a lot of money. So I was like, I understand you guys don't have to play this. Like you guys already have millions of vouchers. Like let the streams, like you guys can have your sleep. sleep on the weekends and let us, grind a little here and there. And I didn't get any pushback, so I think they kind of took the point. Because for anybody who's not on the Discord for Main City, it's very passionate, it's very
Oh yeah,
outspoken, but it's also very civil. It's also when somebody has a good idea, people don't just push back to push back. Like it's a very civil place.
most definitely. Yeah, like everybody's polite, as you can be for people that really don't know each other very well. I think everybody tries to conduct, their opinions in the best scenario, not try to talk down to anybody. But there, recently, and we'll get into it later, it's been a bit of tension, that's for sure. But, that makes perfect sense, right? Like, really, these are bonus events that are being implemented just for us to test features, right? So I imagine the auction feature is going to be implemented within this week. So we'll see, that type of stuff happen, right? So our auctions are done, put into the game. So we're going to see how auctions work in competition. And that's really what these are for, you know.
Yeah, these are to work out the mechanics, like just like the issue that we were having at first when they did an update on the DeFi CDC wallet, and a lot of people were having issues to log in. And so, people are like, oh, the competition with, yeah, we don't want this to happen in World War II, like we want this, like you're right. These weekends are to test the system, push the limits of the code, and iron out some wrinkles.
Exactly. Right. That's the last thing you want is people being like, well, I couldn't even start the Great War on time. So now I'm, 2 hours behind because I'm dealing with DeFi issues that you guys should have had ironed out a year ago, really. Like when the game launched, you shouldn't have had too many DeFi issues for us to sign in if that's the requirements. But, it's a work in progress and I'm hopeful. I don't think they're messing it up. They're definitely improving and I think they listen to the community feedback, as best as they can. We got some outlandish ideas, but they've incorporated stuff that we've all sort of discussed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, speaking of the community, shout out to Papa Bigfoot. He's always putting really good feedback, really good ideas in the feedback, and all of his feedback I notice is pretty much to keep the game more interactive. It's talking about going on missions, carry your backpacks when you go on a mission, and that's great ideas. But again, like we need to iron out these little issues on the code before we can start writing codes to go out with backpacks. But
Yeah, he's got some
but
really
yeah,
cool
they
ideas for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
work in progress, right? Like you said, and once they get, I think, the foundation laid and 100% bug free, that's when we could start to introduce some of these, extra missions or, maybe an actual PvP mode, right? Where you can actually battle against people. Um, but, that's sort of what these showdowns are for. Let's finish working out the rest of these bugs and have a solid system to move forward into the Great War with. And, we'll, as Legion, have to kick the butts of Void, but, it's all in a day's work.
Right, right, right. We gotta get the weapons out and try to get a little pushback. Shouldn't be that easy. I mean, if you guys haven't been followed, the Legion has been winning pretty much every single competition, except for this last one. We finally got one in, so as underdogs, it means a lot to us.
You guys won, was was it the Royal Blitz? No, no, no. There was one of the blitzes you guys won, right? I think it was the second one. We won the first blitz, you guys took the second, and then we pretty much just swept the rest after there.
um, there was. Let me see if I can check the leaderboard. I know there's only one event that I missed out on, because I was out of town.
Yeah, I think it was
But
event four. I think event four, the Void might have won it. Don't quote me on that.
and I wanted to go back. I went to event because I'm on the laptop right now, so I went back to the leaderboard. I clicked on event two, and when I go to war, it says function unavailable.
Oh, that's
So
lame.
we can see the standings. We can see like how we ended up. but for some reason they won't let us see who won the events. But the information is out there. I just want to see if I can see it, and we could probably put these on the feedback. Let me go to event one, click on war, and see who won it. Right now, it
Yeah,
says function unavailable.
yeah, that's kind of no, that's no fun. That's part of that defeats the purpose. Then even what? So we get just to see who won it. That's all. We don't even get to see who actually, as a faction, won the war. That's. But I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah, we.
event 3 or 4. I thought it was. I know Void. I'm pretty sure Void won one. Because
Oh,
I remember it, me going, darn, I was hoping to get those extra diamonds, right? Because they released that as a benefit. You get the diamonds, what is it, like 10% of the diamonds generated by your lands over your competition mode goes back to your normal mode. Might be 5%, but somewhere around there, right? So that was I remember being kind of disappointed we lost because I was really counting on having those extra diamonds to help me continue prestiging.
okay, okay. So, yeah, see, I didn't remember winning diamonds. I do remember winning diamonds, but that's for that the Operation Dracula, where a lot of us void went Legion to kind of like infiltrate.
Yeah.
So we did an Operation Dracula, and I tried to do my best there, and we lost. But since I was Operation Dracula in Legion, I took some of those diamonds home.
Yeah, hey, he at least still got some from being on the winning faction.
Hey, I was on the cover, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I need my pay.
Well, that's it. Hey, it was an extra little bonus, right? Well, I think it's a cool
Yeah,
thing having that extra little bonus to be able to provide people with diamonds as they, for the winning faction. It's just an extra reward.
yeah, and diamonds are everything in this game.
Oh, exactly. No, that's it. Like, I would rather spend crow on buying more land, right, than purchasing businesses right now, just because it's like I can level up my own businesses, but you know, I think once this game takes off, it's gonna be a land rush, right? There's only
Yeah,
25,000 pieces of land, so you definitely want to make sure you got a good setup.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I put up a few businesses on the market to try to sell them for and then exchange it for crow and get some more lands. But because of the voucher exchange, you're right. Like the market kind of slowed down, and until we have new players, I'm selling a Prestige 103, 104, and because most players are already more advanced, um, it's kind of useless to them for the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, exactly. If you could get to like 203, you might have purchasers, but a lot of people are already into the 200s, and I know I'm pushing, I'm at 170-ish right now, so 173, I think. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a tough market at the moment until we get some more people that come in and, are getting onboarded, which is a good part with the partnerships, right? New people are coming in, and once they realize it's going to be a metaverse and it's the competition, you can win some crow, even NFTs. I hope they carry forward NFTs for the Great War. But yeah, there's lots of benefits just to being able to log in and play.
Yeah, speaking of logging in, something I want to go back to it's the DeFi wallet. So at the moment, the CMs in the Discord, every time there's issues with the DeFi wallet, they always say that it's a different team, that the DeFi team or even CDC, even Crypto.com's team, it's not the same as Main City team. And that reminds me on back in the days when the CIA wouldn't communicate with the FBI and they wouldn't communicate with with
Yeah.
other agencies. Everybody had their own thing until 9/11 came and boom, okay, let's talk about it. Let's communicate with each other.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, they're all working in their own little cell right now, right? And nobody's talking to each other. That's the problem. So,
yeah, and that's just how early we are. It doesn't say any problems. It doesn't say that things are not gonna get better. It only shows how early all these things are.
oh, exactly. I mean, even just you look at the price of crow, right? It's gone up nicely for sure, but still. I think, I ran the numbers a while ago just to say, like, okay, there's 30 billion coins, let's say, for example, in circulation, or will be in circulation once it's fully diluted, because they burnt 70 billion of them up front, right? So,
Oh wow.
yeah, so there's only 30 billion, and you think of and we're going to probably hit 10 billion world population soon enough. It's like three
Yeah.
crow per person.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yeah. I mean, all these like we're literally like the like if we talk to non uh blockchain knowledgeable people, it's like 90% of the population, bro. Like I don't even try to talk to about Bitcoin anymore. Like I'm just telling people like look up the blockchain technology. Like all these runs on blockchain, and blockchain is gonna be the next.com, you know.
exactly, right? A lot of people are looking at it as like just digital money, right? Oh, it's just money it's all online. And it's like, well, I mean, so is everything in your bank account, but this is actually technology. This is, a ledger technology. It's pretty cool. And I think a lot of people, it's just, it's a lot to try to understand, and a lot of people just don't have their time in their day or the interest to even try to look into it, right? So they just go here, they hear Bitcoin and they go, it's a scam, right? That's all the mainstream media tells them, and they never bother to look further past that.
Yeah, yeah. Until all time highs like right now, and even you cab drivers talk about Bitcoin.
Right? Yeah. Then now everybody's like, wait, you were buying crypto. How do I buy the Bitcoin? Well, you don't buy the Bitcoin. Like,
Yeah, yeah. How do I buy the Bitcoin? You buy Satoshis.
yeah. But hey, if you can buy a Bitcoin, by all means, like, I don't, you should have been buying it back when it was 1,500 or 15,000 US, but whatever. That's the
Yep, yep,
fear in
yep.
the markets, right? Um,
Yeah, I mean, nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever.
no, exactly. And I don't see this technology going anywhere unless for some reason electricity goes somewhere. It's like, well, we have no electricity anymore, so all your magic internet money's gone. It's like, yeah, well, so is my refrigerator and my microwave. And yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's a lot more issues than my magic internet money,
yeah, my cell phone. What do you mean you can't charge my cell phone? I don't care about my Bitcoin. I need my cell phone.
right? So I don't know. It's a gamble on the future of humanity, I guess, which I'm optimistic on. So we'll see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah,
So how many? So after this blitz this weekend, how many more are we gonna have?
I believe then there's one leading into Christmas, right? So the weekend, I think it's the 20th is the Friday, then the 21st, 22nd, right? And then the 23rd, I believe, is the Monday, 24th, 25th, right? I think Christmas is on a Wednesday this year. So yeah, that weekend right before Christmas, I think they have another one, but
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm
That'll
not.
be probably December 27, huh?
Uh,
I think so.
no,
I know,
no, I'm
cause
pretty sure it's
I know, cause
December
that's a
20.
Friday and that's my birthday.
Oh, is it December 27th?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to remember
And
that.
finally, it's on a weekend because usually, like, Christmas is on a weekend and then New Year's is on a weekend. So my birthday's in limbo.
Let me just go on to, I'm going to hop on my computer right now and we can confirm if it's a birthday competition for you. Or I'm pretty sure when I remember seeing the schedule, it was the 20th. I thought it was like,
Oh, okay.
which is nice. I would rather it be before Christmas. Um,
Yeah.
I guess they don't,
That- That's a
webs-
busy weekend. Huh?
yeah, I mean, I'm just glad, really, to be honest, that they're not doing like, because if we were starting the World Series, like the Great War right now, I would
Mm.
not be happy because that would just be it would be way too much. Like if it's going to be a month long and I'm playing during Christmas, like I'd
Yeah.
rather be spending
No
family
way.
time. Yeah,
Just like right now, I was happy it wasn't this weekend because I had like Thanksgiving and all that. And man, do I really like after doing all the cooking and prepping for the turkey and all that. I was like, all right, mom, I'm gonna start helping you out. I'm cleaning stuff around and Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, exactly. You had a good Thanksgiving weekend though?
Yeah, yeah, we did. I actually it's the time that I didn't try to do a lot of bells and whistles with the turkey as the last few years. Where one of the last few years I even put mustard because of those videos, and my turkey came out all black. Like people
Oh,
thought
the
it was
skin.
burning. I'm like, no, it's just the mustard.
Yeah, it's just the skin. We're browning up. Really
Yeah.
brown.
No, it was dark on the inside, bro. Like the whole meat was like
Oh, wow.
pretty dark. Even the breast. Yeah, never again. So I was like, this time I went with the basics, and everybody, I'm like, you're lying to me because everybody was like, it was a good turkey. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I've
How about yours?
well, so I'm in Canada, right? Um, we
Oh, that's right.
we have ours in October. So that's
Ah, interesting.
yeah, that's one of the big differences between Canada. We have a shorter growing season, right? It's technically a harvest festival, so it's supposed to be when you're harvesting all your vegetables and your corn and all that type of stuff. So we do
Mhm.
ours. I think it's the second weekend or something like that of October. So ours was already done. Typically, what we do, like my dad and I, we debone the turkey and then we'll stuff it with the stuffing and then we cook it so it's all there's no bones to deal with. And it's nice. It stays really nice and moist, and then it's just so nice for cleanup afterwards because you're not peeling meat off a carcass or having to deal with
Yeah.
the whole carcass. It's all meat with your stuffing in the middle. People just slice it up, make
Mhm.
whatever they want, and it's great.
Yeah, that's easier to have to take to goes, right? When family members come by and they want to take to goes, you don't have to be like taking the meat out of the bone.
Yeah, exactly. They're not pulling it off the carcass. They just slice it like a piece of cake, basically, and plop it in a takeaway dish. But yeah,
Nice,
I
nice.
definitely suggest deboning it if you ever get a chance to, just watch a YouTube video. It's a little bit more upfront prep, but it saves so much prep after it's done cooking or dealing with the bones, dealing with the carcass afterwards, trying to fit the turkey in your fridge because it's a lot smaller, right? So just, yeah,
Mhm.
all around a lot easier if
Yeah,
you debone it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I love it. My dad started doing
Nice, nice.
chickens now too, everything. Gotta debone everything.
Oh yeah, let's do it this now, not later.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so no, we've got the I can't find the schedule. It doesn't seem like they have it on. They still just only have the Blitz schedule up here, so there's no other competition schedule on the website right now. So maybe that's something we could ask for. Well, I guess it's just two more showdowns, I believe. Um,
Oh wait, weekly showdown schedule because I take a lot of screenshots.
oh yeah, you got
So yeah, everything, and then I have my own folder on my gallery for Main City, and so I found the weekly showdown schedule. The first one was November 22 to November 25. Next one is December 6 to December 9. So it is this weekend, right?
yes, yep, that's this weekend.
And that's called the Winter Showdown.
Okay, all right. So the
And
winter
that's
show.
okay. Mhm.
So yeah, this weekend's the winter showdown. So last comp one was the inaugural showdown. And then is it December 20th?
December 20th to December 23rd for Christmas Showdown.
Okay. And is there a fourth?
And then New Year Showdown
Okay, right on.
is the last one.
Is
Yeah,
that
January 3rd to January 6th.
ends right before my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When's your
January
birthday?
the 7th.
Wow. Capricorn?
Yeah, yeah, Capricorn.
Hey, that's why we get along so well, bro.
Or is it that they added some 13th fucking thing? But yeah, no, I'm a Capricorn. I don't know what that 13th astrology
Come on,
sign or
man. These
whatever
people, they're trying to reinvent a couple noodles, bro.
right? So I don't know what the heck was going on there, but no, yeah, I'm a Capricorn as well. So right on, Capricorns for the win.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah,
So that's our weekend schedule.
that's the weekend schedule. So And then I believe the inaugural or like the actual Great War is January. What is it, like the 20th or something? I know they moved
Uh,
it. Let's see if they actually show it on the website or not.
okay.
January 2025 is all it says right now. 4 weeks.
Okay.
So sometime in
Close enough.
January.
That's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get all the features tested. Hopefully they have the auctions implemented for this weekend's competition. That way we can see how that is implemented and works. Um, did you want to let's maybe just quickly talk about this crow to voucher as well, and then we can maybe get into a little bit of the Discord. Uh, I want to say disgruntled commentary that's been going on recently.
That's a good one. The Discord disgruntles.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm sympathetic. It's shitty, but yeah. So I guess we'll talk quickly about the vouchers. We'll keep her as quick as we can on this voucher stuff. So with buying vouchers now because it's required to be used on the marketplace, right? So you can only purchase businesses using these vouchers, and you can only buy vouchers with Crow, right? Now, the big problem that's been coming up is when you purchase vouchers with Crow, it's basically a 1 to 800, right? So you buy 1 Crow worth of vouchers, and it's 800 vouchers. But if you go and you convert those 800 vouchers back to Crow, you're only getting zero point 0.8 Crow, right? So you're basically losing 20% by purchasing vouchers if you go and convert them right away back to Crow, which I mean, it's a transaction fee. But it's still it's really off putting because one, in my opinion, you're purchasing an in-game asset that's supposed to reflect the value of Crow, right? These are what we're winning from competitions, right? And they're, going to be representative of the value of a Chronos coin, right? But now you're purchasing them to interact with the market and you instantly lose 20% of your Crow's value. So to me, this is just like sort of an off put, right? Like which new player is going to want to come in and be like, yeah, sure, let me lose 20% of my initial investment to then lock up my Crow as vouchers in a game that also takes a week for me to be able to get the Crow back out of it, right? It just I almost thought it should be the opposite, right? Like, you buy one with 1 Crow, you could get like 1,010 vouchers, right? Give me a little bit extra vouchers because it's going to take me a week if I ever wanted to get them back out of the game, anyways. But yeah, no. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, that's actually it would. I never thought about the way you said it about the vouchers. Like, if you buy 1 crore, give me a little more. That would actually bring more influx of crow into the game. Because right now a lot of people are always like, "Oh, the whales," and it's good. Like we need the whales to spend their money to get
Exactly.
the price up, or invest their money. And I mean, they do get a lot of NFTs and they do get a lot of vouchers. They do get a lot of sales. So they're not losing money. It's just a little harder for them. Um, but again, if we were to implement what you said, like, oh yeah, give me more vouchers for my crow, we would see more incoming crow probably than outgoing crow because yeah, like who? Okay, not only do I have to wait a week, there's a limit. So if I don't put my order to change my vouchers early on a Monday, then it's gonna be already taken up and have to wait another week to try.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
yeah, it's uh-huh.
Yeah, the weekly cap, right? Even have it. I forgot even to mention that. Like, there's only a certain amount of Crow that can be pulled out of the game at once, right? So it's sort of, in my opinion, a little off-putting if you're going to lose the value of Crow by 20% and then now maybe have the chance to remove it within a week, right? It just Seems a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first implementation of it, so I hope they listen to the community and go, yeah, this is going to kill the game if we keep this 20% spread, basically, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and they probably got that idea from crypto.com because their spread is crazy.
No, right? So- yeah, I guess
But
you only can
no,
trade
yeah.
on that app, right? You can't trade on the DeFi exchange.
Oh no, I only buy Crow and Bitcoin and then park it for interest.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all I do.
that's basically
Even
all.
the Bara that they just gave us Bara. And I'm not sure if that's gonna be implemented to main CD, but it's crypto.com, but that Bara airdrop was pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't playing in time. I was sort of skeptical. I never used Telegram, and I guess that's a partnership we missed. The Bara Capybara game, right? But there's so limited information. I don't know exactly whether they're bringing something to Main City or if it's just sort of like a partnership because they're kind of like a city building thing on Telegram. But I've never had Telegram prior to. I think it was I saw Hayton say something about what he got airdropped, and I was like, well, guess I better download Telegram just to try.
Right? We don't want to miss out on a little we call it gold dust around here. Any crypto, is a little bit of income dust.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's $1 or $5, heck, even $100, right? You never know. So yeah, no, I've been playing
And
that a bit and looking forward to. I'm pretty sure they're doing another airdrop this month, right?
yeah, I think so. And that's a crypto.com partnership. Hopefully maybe they'll bring something to main city. But right now, even on the Void Discord, and it shouldn't be a secret for me to disclose this. We made a channel. Maybe you guys could do the same thing on the Legion if you haven't yet. We made a channel just for the capybara or bari kappa, whatever it's called.
Yep, Capybara.
Capybara, yeah. So we made a channel just for it, so we can like do updates and do little hints in that. So we know it's crypto.com affiliated, not main city yet.
Yeah, and when I've started playing the game, right, I saw you post a little bit too, and they've got all these different, crypto.com themed, I don't know, what do you call these things? Like city features, I
Cards,
guess? Cards? Yeah.
Ye- cards, I think, yeah, like cards.
Yeah, because there's one for the Void, there's the Legion Den and Void Out. I just
Yeah.
I just unlocked the Void Out one recently. And then they've also got
Oh,
like the
okay.
crypto.com arena and crypto hub and all these different cards that are crypto.com related. So there's definitely seems to be a big partnership between them.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, it's good because it brings more attention to crypto.com and main city being what I believe it's like one of the main projects because of the loaded lions, the whole lion logo. Excuse me. So I do think that crypto.com is growing. We're gonna get more users, and eventually, hopefully, most of them will bring them into main city. It's a fun game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if you only play normal mode just to build your own little city, who knows? It might actually become like a full-fledged, actual metaverse where you can go visit people in their little mansions that's all decorated up with, your PFP of choice. I'll be going in there with my legendary monk, visiting whoever should be like a friends list. There's tons of little features that they're still focusing on the basics, right? They're getting the infrastructure laid so that it's sound for when it comes to competitions, which is a big deal for the game. But there's going to be so much more, I think, that they're hopefully going to introduce in the next couple years.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, and for those who are not familiar or that familiar with the game, we're still in what they call alpha mode. So it's not full yet. It's not even beta mode.
Right?
People can go back and forth on what that means, but it just means that we're still testing things out.
Yeah, we're very. I guess we're not even. We are paying to be beta testers, and it's not even beta. Um,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, babe.
right?
It better be fun then.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoy it. And the community is also a lot of fun to be part of. So, um, you know, I got my loaded lion that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life, and I also got my dark lion. I mean, got to have a companion, right? But
That's
it's
right.
a cool little ecosystem, I think. Um, Okay, one last thing I wanted to touch on before we move on from sort of the new update that they brought out with the vouchers. And I just wanted to toss this out as maybe just an alternative idea, right? Is with this spread that they've put in there, maybe it's incentivizing people to actually just keep vouchers in the game, right? Like I know it's incentivized me. I can't spend Crow. I'm too cheap to convert and lose 20%. So I just said I'm not converting vouchers anymore. I'm going to keep my vouchers in the game. That way, if there's a business that does come up, like I don't own an Apex, so I keep looking at Apexes. Um, Maybe a bit too much of a diamond sink for me, but hey, I'd love to own one. But it's that aspect of it where it's like I'm not converting Crow to vouchers to buy anything, so I better start stacking my vouchers from competitions to be able to actually make any purchases in the market.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why I believe that it'll incentivize people to play the competitions more because, I mean, even if it's you win three thousand or I don't know even 10,000, that's 10 crore that you could use for a business without that 20%
Yeah, exactly.
markup.
Yeah, exactly. That's free Crow that you didn't have to buy. Sure, you can convert it. I think the minimum is that 10,000 vouchers, 10 Crow to get it out of the game. But, at that, you could buy, 10 one Crow businesses or, a couple two Crow businesses and whatnot. Or, there's always people selling things on the floor. Or there's people that, have them up and three or four prestige and they go, I don't want this. And they just put it up on the market for a couple Crow. And, if you're watching the market, you could snipe those pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true, and that's a good point because now that we have the workshop and we have the quality of merging, we have the option of merging businesses to increase the quality. So just like a regular hotel, you have your 2-star hotel, you have your 3-star hotel, then you have your 5-star, 6-star, and it becomes quality of the business. Which I think, speaking of, I think it would be a cool idea. The higher quality, the higher stars, to add a little something to the business, a second floor, maybe so a fountain, a little something to make it look more like a higher quality.
See,
But going back to the market, what you were saying, yeah, I look for all the records that I can find on one for 1 crore. And if they have sometimes people win, the businesses with higher qualities off the blueprint. So because they didn't have to merge businesses to get those quality, they'll still sell it for 1 crore or 2 crore, and I'm happy to pick those up.
yeah, because are you on 7-star yet or you're working on it, right?
I got the 7-star. I'm gonna work on the eighth now.
Damn, dude, that's insane. The best I have right now is a 3-star main motors, which
Okay, and we could probably yeah, go ahead, mom.
I was going to say, which actually is better than my arcade at income generation. Just to put it into perspective,
Oh,
1-star arcade versus a 3-star main motors, and main motors is usually one either decimals or like a full bit more, right? So like right now I'm on the BB income, and I think it's generating like 26, and my arcade's like 25 or something like that. But
mm.
yeah,
Off the quality. So qualities do
yeah,
make a difference.
it does, especially I'm at, like I said, Prestige 172, 173 ish. So, the decay on my main motors should have been putting it way below my arcade, but now that it's a 3-star, it's keeping up no problem.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, and I wanted
So
to.
yeah,
You
that's
made
the
one comment.
vouchers.
Just wanted to circle back to you made one comment about when you're going up in quality, right? It would be nice to see like different features added. And asked when we had first discussed this, I'd put this in the recommendations on the Discord, and I thought it would be really cool if when we were doing the merge feature, if we could choose the traits, right? Like, your records, there's ones with the guitar, or sorry, the drum set on top of the roof, or the lights that are shining around, different colors, right? All those types of different
Mhm.
features. I thought it would be cool if we got to choose the features between the two that we wanted to keep for the new business, right?
That's very interesting.
Because then that way you could really customize it, right? Like it's like I really like, on this main motor, it's got the red car on the top and it's got, red windows. I want to keep the red windows and the red car on the top, but I want blue trim all the way around it or something, right? I've got a black Felix that I would love to be able to merge with the stupid green one I got so that I could have an all blacked out Felix. But I'm sitting on it right now because I don't want to do that. I'm waiting for that feature.
That's a great point, and you know why also, not just because it'll make them look cool, but imagine you're like, okay, your merch was successful, you can now customize, right? That would be awesome. Like after the success, because a lot of players right now are saying that the game it's quite simple. There's only just clicking prestige up, but imagine how much longer people are gonna spend in the game if we could do what you said. Merger successful, you can now customize your business between the trades that the two businesses have. So you
Exactly.
could, yeah, you could say, I'm gonna take this from this, I'm gonna take this from this, and that's like another half an hour just choosing your customizing one business. That's another hour play right there.
Right? And I even said in there too, like, guys, you could be charging us diamonds to change the features. Like, right? There's
Hey, don't give up crazy ideas because they'll do it.
no, I know. Hey, I'd love it if they just let it do it for free, but you know them, they would
I
love
mean, we
to get
already paid the
diamonds.
diamonds, right? With the merge.
Yeah, that's it, right? And it's successful. It'd be so cool to be able to swap around the traits, really customize your businesses. Like if you want to build your city, it'd be cool to actually customize the business instead of dealing with the, jumbled design that we get from the blueprint.
That's a very, very great idea, bro. I think that should be up there. I'm gonna put that on the feedback as well.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
And
Put it
hopefully
in
people that
there.
are listening to the two people can go and put the same feedback because that's a great idea, Arwing.
Yeah, thanks. I think it'd be cool, and that's what really draws me to the game is the customization, being able to make your own city the way you want, make the mansion the way you want, right? Decorate it all. So that would just be another customization feature that would really, one, be a time sink because I'd spend way too much time going through all of the features I have on the merged businesses that I've done and being like, wow, look at this. I could have this statue in front of my main museum or the Museo de Leon, or I could have like, this little, instead of having a pool on my resort, I've got like I don't know, a tennis court or whatever else they have, all different sorts of things, right?
Yeah, the LA sports. Some of them have the hockey on top, or yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the bazaar right now, and yeah, you know how some of the bazaars have that little robot in the front.
Yep, I've got a robot 3-star one. I was like, if I'm doing it and they're getting rid of it, I'm doing a one with a robot.
Oh, oh, imagine! Oh, imagine you doing the one with the robot. That's the one that gets missed out. Yeah, no, you're right. We need this. We need this.
Yeah, we need to be able to keep the traits. Even if it's at
Yeah,
merge and you have to choose between the traits and everything else is lost, but it'd be so nice to have just a list of like here's the traits you can customize and just click on it and go in and customize all the traits you want. And it's
you read my mind. I was thinking clickables.
exactly or even, just a drop down list or maybe it's a picture like we see on the marketplace of like what it would look like on the business and you can click through it and different color robots, it's got the big cyber cub little thing on the side or it's got like the solar panels or whatever, right? There's all different sorts of little traits and features that would be hella fun to be able to mix and match.
Yeah, because some of the bazaars have like a little square on the left hand side with the Cyber Cup logo,
Yep, yeah, this
and I see.
they're cool. I think they look pretty cool
Yeah,
cool to
and I
have
have
that
one
with
that
a
is like
robot.
blue. Yeah, one of them is blue, and the other one's like a clear, like hardly any color. It's pretty much clear. So if I merge those two businesses, I would want to keep the blue Cyber Cup logo. You know,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I
that's
don't
a
know.
good idea.
Little features that I'm hopeful they'll slowly introduce once the base is 100% sound, and I think we're getting there.
And I
So
think that's the whole purpose of these talks and these podcasts. If it's gonna become one, it's to really have lengthy talks about all these things that it's hard to type in the comments. You know, people they could just even the devs should subscribe to this to these conversations.
yeah, even if we're only putting one out a month, right? Just give some feedback, right? Here's what we're thinking, for whatever it's worth. I know we're not no big whales, but we're not, you know, we're both in the top 100, I think, right? So
Yeah, and we're both passionate players. What makes it even better? We're both like really about the. I mean, I know a lot of people are about the game, but I mean for different reasons, and as they should. You know, some people want an NFT, some people want trophies, even some people just spend the money for bragging rights.
yeah, oh, that's a I think that's a lot of people that are at the top, right? They're just spending money just to have that bragging right of, hey, you know, like I imagine that's what, a lot of like Crypto Ocean, right? I'm sure he's spending a lot of money and he got bragging rights to take the whole Blitz competition, right? He was number one overall of all the Blitzes. So that's a huge bragging right. He's got that trophy now to prove it.
Yeah, that's true. And this game is really the game is all about the mechanics of the math. That's why I'm not like so great at it because I'm good about like learning as I play, and but I'm not the best mathematician. Like I'm more about language than numbers.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm not the greatest with mathematics either, but I find it more of like a fun puzzle. I'm good with puzzles and solving stuff, so it's interesting in that manner to be like to see, right? And it gives us that time to test our different strategies to see if we're right. But
yeah, because on the what I've been doing in the last blitz in the last competitions, like I'm really trying to get my numbers right. Okay, let me level up this into I don't know between 370 and 400. And then move on to the next one to try to prestige up. And before, I would try to like just click on all my businesses to increase my bonus, my income. But then I realized like somebody told me like, no, the game is about it's not just about getting more income. The game is about prestige up.
yeah, that's 100% it. It's a rush to the next prestige. That's the basis of the multiplayer or the competitions, right?
Yeah, it's not about oh let me click on this one because no you maybe you want to like step away from the game and do some dishes and come back. At least that's what I do, you know. Because if I'm just sitting there, like my anxiety kicks in and I start clicking away. But no, for
That's why
those
you're
who are
doing the
pretty
one.
new for the game, Prestige Up is the name of the game.
Yeah, that's why you're just sitting there clicking the one level, one level. Yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, got him, bro. Got him, coach.
Hey, no,
Yeah,
everybody's got their own way to play, right?
yeah. No, I saw your video and you were like, "Yeah, let's do the 10," and I'm like, "That's 10 clicks."
Yeah. Oh, I do that. Like honestly now on my normal mode, um the only ones that I actually level up and I still do like what I was doing on the video where it's like 10x all the time. Um
Uh-huh.
those are the only ones I do that on are my arcade, my main motors, my Museo de Leon, and my Felix. Everything else, I get to I usually get up to an even number, and then I just get it to being 100x away from being ready to prestige. And then that way, once I'm ready to get to the next prestige and have to go through all of my businesses, it's just 100x prestige, 100x, 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 and then basically just level it up until it's like for my cyber bazaar, right? I've got a cyber bazaar on my mainland. Um, I get it up to 480, right? Because it prestiges at 580. So I just
You're
get it to
right.
480. I get my
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I'll get my resorts to 420. I get my Leo. and Co. up to 450, and then that way it's just 100x, and then
One
on to the
click away.
suites. Yeah, because I'm lazy.
Ah, nice. I'm just one click away.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I
Yeah, that's a
guess
great strategy.
you want to chit chat maybe a little bit now about since we sort of touched on the prestiging and people getting spending a lot of money getting to that next prestige just to have bragging rights. Maybe we could touch a little bit on what's been going on in Discord. I know it was quite the hectic catch up of like I don't know, like almost 600 messages I had to read through that were going on since the last time I was on. I was like, holy, what happened? But I guess I can give a quick overview if you'd like, just of my understanding of it, right? So um
Yeah.
I believe it's Astaria, right? He's usually like top three, top four, somewhere around there. I mean, usually even leading some competitions. I see him at the very top of the leaderboard. But I guess back third or fourth blitz, right? They were Main City was threatening to withhold any prizes for people that had violations against their playfair policies, right? And basically, that's saying that when you're playing in competition, you need to do fair market value, right, and not do side deals basically with other people. So they were sending out a warning basically saying if you're caught doing that, you're put on a a watch list, and we're going to be watching you. And I thought they were at least notifying people, hey, you're doing some sketchy deals, watch what you're doing in the markets, we're watching you now, right? um, and if that was the case, if they had issued a warning, then by all means withhold the prizes. You've issued a warning to them, they know. And if they continue doing it, well, guess what, sorry about your luck, but you chose the profit from, you chose to help your buddies out and get them into profit rather than, securing your NFT. Um, but it doesn't sound like they had issued any warnings at all to anybody and then just decided to go ahead and just withhold prizes. And I think that's very scummy.
Yeah, especially because we as a community, we keep, and I think that's what it was that as the community kept asking, okay, so let's like put some rules down so we don't have to try to guess or walk around eggshells. If we know that, I mean, even if I'm not good with numbers, but even if you put percentages, at least I can ask Chat GPT what the percentage of it is, and at least put some sort of framework. Another thing that I said is like, okay, if you can make sure that the game um doesn't let us buy, let's say, furniture if we don't have enough income, and it's all grayed out. And now once we have enough income, now it's clickable. Like, why can't they do that with whatever they think it's fair, so we don't have to keep guessing on what's fair on the price or what's not fair on the price?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's the thing I think bothers me the most is that they say there's play fair rules. Sure, we can read through them, and really there's nothing there dictating what we need to list things at, right? It's up to the community. And so I mean if they're listing what they think the community is going to buy it at, you know, I don't see a reason that they're getting punished. But it's just that, ambiguity of, well, what are you guys valuing businesses at? And provide us with something in game to know that we're listing it too low then, right? Like, even if it's a warning when I go to list it on the marketplace saying, hey, this is a little bit lower than market value or what we think market value or whatever, right? Just give a warning like when you go to attack a same team member. Confirm, little
There
confirmation
you
button
go.
pop up saying, this is going to get you on a red flag list. You sure you want to do that?
There you go. Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's
That's
simple little things they could easily implement to at least warn the community if they're, you know, against the play fair.
And even when the community, like when the members are asking, for what I could gather, even with like Hysteria was asking like, okay, tell me what I did wrong. like there's some other things that seem more shady than what I did in this last comp. He kept saying like, look, in other competitions, there was a little something that was a little more in the gray area and it was fine, but at least I was told what it was. Right. And then this time, like I'm not even being told what it is. And not only for him, like what I put a comment in the plaza, right? I was like, okay, so if I'm getting pulled over by a cop, I don't want the cop to just say be like, oh, you did something wrong. Like, nah, sir, tell me what on the law, not only because I want to make sure that what you're saying is true, but because I want to make sure I don't do it again. You can't just be like, well, I mean, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, you did something wrong. Let me slap your hand and like you also mentioned, like not even a warning, right? And at least tell me like what the rules are, because I'm like we're supposed to be citizens. It's not a monarchy.
Right?
And that was just out of feelings, out of emotion. I was like, it's not a monarchy.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing that bugs me the most, right? Is like if you're going to discipline somebody, right? And just like you said with the cops or even with a child, if you discipline a child and the child has no idea why they're being disciplined, then they're just going to resent you, right? They're like, "Well, what did I do wrong?" "Yo, you know what you did wrong." It's like, "Well, clearly not." Like, tell me.
I'm gonna be a drunk when I grow up.
Just like, oh, I don't know. And I feel for him.
That's
Like,
so true. Nah, bro, that was perfect. That's a perfect example. We need to know what we're doing wrong. So in order for us not just rebel, to actually follow the rules that they're implementing, but we need to know the rules
exactly.
and the limits.
Yeah, and if or if you get caught, right? Okay, I get it. Maybe there's things that are very apparent, right? I'm not a big market user, to be honest. Like I'll if I get a really good drop and I know I'm not going to be able to use it, or I can make crow off of it and just limp along with a cyber bazaar and some commons, then I do it. I'll sell a really good business to make some crow instead of using it, right? But I'm
Mhm.
usually selling it at a good price that I think somebody's going to buy, within a couple hours. One of the top players is going to purchase that, and I'm going to be happy with sitting on my crow. But, there's people that have thousands upon thousands of transactions, like Astaria was saying, right? And yeah, how did they even go through all of his transactions to pick out ones that are red flagged and violations of Playfair? And then if they went through it all, why didn't they save it? Like, why isn't there a log of like, okay, this is sketchy, this is sketchy? Like for example, you see a transaction happen where a business was like 10 businesses were sold to the same person, and then he sends a bunch of crow over to you to make up the difference of the fees, right? Like you sold it for 1 crow to him, and then but they're worth 30 crow each, right? And you sold 10 of them. So really, in game you got 10 crow. The devs are only getting 15% of that 10 crow, but then afterwards he goes and transfers you, the other 270 crow or whatever you guys decided on, outside of the market. So I know that's where the devs kind of get mad. It's like, well, we need our 15% as well to keep the game going, and you're doing these types
You're
of deals.
bypassing the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have examples of that, bring forth those examples. Plain and
Yeah,
simple.
true. Yeah, because otherwise, how is anybody else like? Okay, you're gonna make an example of somebody, but with no things for the rest of us to be aware of or and be careful about.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like tell us what happened, why this has been called out, and you know, the I think I saw Astari also say like, okay, well, if I'm disqualified, well, give it to the next person below, and now number 11's getting 10's prize, 10 gets 9, whatever, right? Because I think he got number 2 or 3 on the overall leaderboard for the whole blitzes, and so
Mhm.
that was I think like that was a lot of NFTs.
Yeah, and you never know if it's just like a little $2, uh, NFT or a good old power thing for $100.
Hey, even I think he was saying something like 100 NFTs. So even if it was $102 or 200 turbines, like,
Ooh,
that's
I didn't even think about
right. That's $200 still. 100,
that.
100 of these $2 turbines. Like,
Yeah, and we go back to percentages, right? Like 20% of a shrimp that's gonna change crow to vouchers is not gonna be the same as a 20% for a whale who's gonna change thousands of crow for vouchers. It's gonna be a lot of money.
right? Think about it, right? So, you get rid of some of these people, right? Like, Star, you definitely, I imagine, probably has a good bank of vouchers already, right? Now that this sort of market's been implemented to use vouchers, but I can't see them not having to have converted Crow to vouchers for the competitions, right? I imagine they still do.
Yeah,
They buy diamonds, they
yeah,
buy
I mean,
businesses, they buy everything.
boosters. You just for the boosters alone.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I just play to see how well my land can generate me, and get what position. That's where I was able to stay in the top 100. And I'm
Yeah,
getting,
me too. I mean, I bought NFTs little by little. Like I didn't spend everything, but even the flashlights that are $2, they'll give you diamond income. You know.
yeah. Well, I got a lot of tools. I got more tools than I got weapons. I need to stock up on weapons.
All right, all right.
That was the mistake I made when the game, I didn't know weapons and all that stuff were coming out. I thought it was going to be more of like a PvE exploring and doing stuff like that, sort of like what Papa was talking about of quests and whatnot. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not complaining. I love the battling system. It's cool, makes competitions a lot more interesting. But the problem was, they kept diluting and diluting, and I never realized that they hadn't fully diluted most of the NFTs already. So, I had been buying some of these tools at what I thought was a good price, buying like some jackets at like $15, $20, stuff like that, that are now worth like $8, $9. Um, but yeah, so I made the mistake of buying early. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play with what I win for weapons. And then once we're pretty much diluted, I'm going to go buy some. Um, like, actually, I did buy some recently. I bought a lot of common ones. So I got some drone matrices, and I was lucky on owning Dark Lions. I got a bunch of the duffel bags, so I'm fine for those ones. But I still needed some of like the sidearms and the pixel gun and whatnot.
Yeah, and the thing about the cores is that they're not airdrop. You know, like at least the other ones you can win them in comp, but the other ones they're done. You have to like buy them or trade them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I put a little bit of money into the weapons to get some of the core weapons. That way, still play with whatever I get airdropped, at least until I know that we're finally done with the depot, and then I'll try to buy some off the floor. But yeah, as of right now, it's just like I'm not gonna go and buy a generator. Like they're what, like $80?
Yeah,
Like I don't
I
need
was
it.
happy when I won one.
Oh, lucky you. The best that I think I've won was a what is it? The for the Leo defense. Um the mortar or whatever, the shell. EMP shell. That's what it was.
Yeah, the imbecile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
won
the
one of
diamonds, right?
those. Yeah, it's to protect yourself from aerial bombardment.
And now the good thing that they implemented is that to be able to put up your defense and get the bonus, not just put it up to put it up, but you actually get a bonus on the income of the, when you put up your defenses, as long as you're not getting attacked.
Yeah, that's a nice little bonus, right? Just to because really that was kind of a little bit of a letdown, right? You're paying all these diamonds to activate defenses just to make sure that you don't get attacked, right? So now having that extra bonus of like modifies whatever the action that would normally take that defense down, it's modifying it the same way since you have a defense up that's not being attacked. So very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right, Mr. Arwing, should we summarize it?
Yeah, do you want to hit us with a quick little overview? I think we don't have anything else really to discuss on the Discord drama. I think we've sort of covered it. I'd really like to see the devs do right by them. You didn't give a proper warning, right? That's
Yeah.
that's my two
Yeah,
cents. I don't believe there was a proper warning given. No direct warning given to people that have broken the play fair. and this affects me. I'm not trading with these guys really. So, there's people that fly up the leaderboard way past me because they purchased a bunch off of these top dogs. Whether it's a side deal or from the open market, I don't know. But you know, without a warning, then a punishment is not understood.
And not only it's not only not fair for the player, it's extremely not fair for the player that's being punished, but it's also unfair to everybody else that's watching because I mean, again, it seems kind of like a monarchy. Like, oh, you did something wrong. We're gonna, but we'll hell, we're gonna punish you.
Yeah,
But
like
then
Becky
everybody
was
else is
saying.
like, oh, man, what did that guy do? And we're like, oh, we don't know.
Exactly, right? Like what Becky was saying, she's like, I'm just not even selling. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get an infraction and lose all this, so I just don't sell, which ruins the market as well. It's going to ruin the game if that's the case.
Yeah, and the thing that is hopeful to, I guess, to summarize and wrap it up, not wrap it up, but like wrap up the incident of this is that the hopeful thing about it is that they do listen. They have made many changes since the beginning of the game. They have made many. They continue to make changes, whether it's for the good, for the bad. Hopefully, they're fine tuning things. Before the opera starts, they gotta tune their instruments. And they do listen to the audience when they're like, "Yo, your piano's wrong." But they just we just want a little more transparency. That's all we're asking for, just transparency.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, on that note of transparency, I still really would love to know what happened to all that crow, but it's a story for maybe another day.
Speaking of transparency, yeah, we could not, dude. I was so anxious because I was like, oh, dead air. Like, dude, I just suffer from anxiety. But we can talk main city for hours, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, it's we're both passionate about it, right? So, yeah, maybe we'll do a little summary then here. So, we went over some partnerships, right? We talked about Mary, we talked about the monks. We sort of forgot about Cappy, but
Crazy
we
monsters,
did talk about crazy monsters. So, we did end up touching on Capybara after, but
capybara, yeah,
yeah, and who
that's
knows?
partnerships. Yeah.
Not too sure what's going on there. Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the vouchers being implemented for market purchases. And we've got the auctions coming up soon. A lot of this being used to combat, I think, what Astaria has been punished for. Maybe insider deals or market side deals or whatever the heck you want to call it. Whatever main
Mhm.
city developers think these guys are doing. I think this is what they think is going to combat it. So we'll see if it helps. If not, I guess it's back to the drawing board. Yeah, and then
Yeah, it's good. It's good that we're doing this right before the blitz, so we can do another one after and see if there's any difference.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll maybe do another one before Christmas just to talk about probably a shorter one. This is sort of the intro, right? So it's got to be a little longer. But yeah, and then other than that, I think we've got the next, was it the winter showdown? So we got the winter showdown this weekend. So best of luck in that. See if you can get in the top 100 again. Like you were what, like 50, you 50, 55 or 6 or something like that this past one?
Yeah, on the 50s, and that's learning about trying to hold on like an apex, trying to keep the balance. Even though it was like my last business to like prestige up, it was like the one it was holding me down. Yeah, I think next time I won't prestige it, maybe sell it and get like four more, or even two uncommons, maybe two bazaars. But yeah, sorry to go off topic. Yeah, keep live and learn.
Yeah, and that's what I think these are good tests for, right? And even if the whales don't want to participate, I mean, your time's more valuable than mine, right? I'm here to test the game, help out with the community, and heck, I mean, I won 140 crow. I'm happy with that.
There you go. Yeah, you can't be mad about earning any crow.
Exactly. I mean, just to play for 3 days, not gonna complain. So to me, it's valuable. And and what's even more valuable is getting to test my strategy and see whether it is working the way I think it does, or if it, I need to modify it a bit. And I made some modifications in this last competition, and I think I ended up in the 70s, so high 70s. I think it was like 76 or something. But you know, hey, it's all learning progress, right? That was the best blitz or best competition placement I've had. So you know,
Nice.
trying to push to be a top 100 player, but uh, I think 120 right now on the normal mode rank. So slowly getting there.
Yeah, there you go. And like you said, these bits are perfect to tune in the strategy because yeah, it really is about like speaking of strategy on the blitz. Sometimes there would be times that I would wake up with all this income, but I would use it on the wrong business, so it goes in like 4 clicks instead of like having more, like
Yeah,
having more clicks on another business that's more ready to prestige up, kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. And it's a fine balance, right? And that's sort of what I tried to say in that tutorial video of like it's a fine balance between like getting this one up to a higher level that it's generating income, but also like keeping a few other ones close to it. And you need to choose your leader, right? Almost like this is the one that's going to carry everything else, and whatever other businesses I have are just supporting it for prestige, right? They're just prestige requirements. So whether you choose one
Yeah.
leader, two leaders that are side by side, I was doing that for a while, right? I guess sidebar here, but like you were saying, two uncommons, right? That way, if one got hit with really hard with the malware maelstrom, right? So if I get hit with
Uh-huh.
that, then at least I have another one that then I could put a lightning booster on and be able to make up the difference of how hard I got hit. So there's all those little strategies, right? You play around with it and try to find what works best.
Yeah, maybe we can put a topic for strategies for the next session, the next call. That would be a good one.
Yeah, yeah, I would be down to talk some strategy with you. Um, all right. So I think that sort of wraps it up. And I don't know. Did we ever decide on a name for what we're calling this podcast?
Um, Main City Radio.
Main City Radio.
Main
Or
City Radio, the only channel in Main City that you can
yeah,
listen to
yeah. Listen to two guys just ramble on about whatever's going on in Main City.
until somebody else comes up with another station,
Yeah. Yeah, we can
another
call it.
channel.
Yeah. Anything else you want to quickly touch on, or yeah, we can sort of enter here and maybe talk again early next week after this other competition, or a little bit before the next one, and discuss some of
Yeah,
the
I was
new
thinking
updates.
if you're available on Thursday before it starts, we could do maybe like a half hour one real quick, and then maybe a longer one after it finishes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah, I think that could work. I'm usually available. I mean, I have no plans as of right now, so I mean, it depends on what time you're thinking because I will have to be at work throughout the day. But we could do something in the evening. You know, do you like? You're
Let's
usually
play it by
home.
ear and see how Friday. Let's see how like from here to Friday, and then I'm sorry, on Thursday. Thursday morning we'll see how the day goes, and we'll go from there. How about that? So we
Okay.
don't have to like put too much pressure on it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we only have a 3 hour difference, right? To try and figure out. So it can be easier to.
Yeah,
It's a lot easier than trying to deal with somebody in Europe.
yeah, for real. Day and night. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally day and night.
yeah, exactly. It can be. So, yeah, right on. Well, thank you very much. And we'll get this video edited and, yeah, get it up. And definitely got to drop some feedback in the main city Discord. So, yeah, if any new players that have made it through this whole video and you're not already in the Discord, I'll make sure I put a link down in the description below. And yeah, we'll make sure you go subscribe to DJ Oracle as well. And if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe on mine. And like we said, we're going to try to put out some more main city content and yeah, just keep the community going forward and discussing the game's progress as it comes forward.
Yeah. Also, second that. Thank you for anybody who's listening. Go ahead and subscribe so you can hear some more passionate talk about Main City, different strategies. You can hear my side from the Void team. You can hear Arwing Seven from the Legion team. Go ahead and drop your comments for who you're going for. And remember, it's all Crow fam and it's all love.
Exactly. Well said. All right. So we'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, enjoy playing and building your city, guys.